Of course, you're about to see 12 pull up to the spot, but it's all right though, because, we're minding our own business. So nothing to really worry about, nothing to really care about. So for this video, this is basically gratitude towards what I've been experiencing at my establishment. And my establishment has to do with the youth. And here's what I have another picture as well from the girl Michaela, but before I get to her, because she did it on a paper that has the establishment on it, and I don't want to, show that on the internet because who knows if I can get fired from that. But this is a boy named Malachi, and it doesn't have my job on it, so we're good. I'm just checking before I show you. But this is what he drew. So and the thing, this is my first time seeing it, but Malachi, I don't know if he spelled his name right, but yeah, I don't think he spelled his name Morliak. But he put clouds with smiley faces. He has a sun right there. He made swings, a slide, and a house. That's what he drew. And what's crazy, I guess he did again. I wonder if I gave him time or something, probably while he was bored or something like that. And then he did it again as well. And I'm assuming that these are birds on the back, and I don't know what this is right here, but honestly, Malachi, if you do see this, I really appreciate you, because you don't even have to do that, but it's the fact that, even though me and you may not have agreements, because a lot of times you're hard-headed, you don't listen, but, I make sure that you still give me your best. I just make sure that you always smile, even if you are getting in trouble, because remember today I checked in your folder and you lied about having homework and you smiled at me. And when you smiled, of course, that's what I want to see the most. I want to see you smiling. But when you lied, you smiled and said you didn't have homework. But now I looked and it said you got in trouble in school for throwing eraser bits and you were told to stop multiple times. See, that's why, you're one of those children that, even if I punish you, I had to tell you why. Because you don't deserve to be doing those things, and that's not your character at all whatsoever. But I really appreciate you for that. And then, with this one, I can't really show. So I'm gonna cover it. I'm gonna cover this part. But this girl, Michaela, y'all can see, she, basically wrote out her name. She wrote out her name, and she decided to color the picture as well. But, I really appreciate the things that these kids do. Not only just to me, but for me, because ever since I've been there, they've always been helpful as far as, helping me with the chairs, helping me whenever middle school comes in, whenever the other kids come in. As far as getting seconds for snack, they help me with cleaning, they help me with the homework and all that. But now it's I got the hang of it. Well, basically, I created my own system. And that's just off of the help of them. And that's why, whenever they kindly ask, can they use the bathroom? Can they get some water? Can they play with this? Can they write on this? And when I tell them to stop doing something, yeah, it takes a lot of times to repeat it, but the thing is, they do it in that moment. It's just their minds are scattered. It's all over the place, and I can't really fault them for that because it's what the parents allow in the house. I mean, the parents allow them to have game time, and the thing is, we don't even have, we don't have tablets or consoles in our establishment, which is a great thing, because at my other one, I want to tell y'all, but I'll tell y'all whenever we get to where we are, and I can see that in the future. So whenever we got that abundance is flowing constantly to where I don't have to clock in anymore, I'll let you know. It's gonna be, I can't wait for that moment, but let's focus. So yeah, at my old establishment, we had PCs, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and I think PS5s, and then they had a game truck as well, and the game truck involved all the consoles that you can imagine. Like, it was just in one truck. So we would take all those kids in our group, and then we was going to game truck and they'll start playing. But in this establishment, they don't do that because, for one, we're after school. So for summer camp, I wonder, but I haven't been there for summer camp, so I wouldn't know just yet. But they don't play with the tablets at all or the games. They don't even have any games. They basically go outside, they get nature. And it hasn't been raining for quite a while. And that's what's really different about Columbus from, Metro Atlanta, because near Metro Atlanta, as far as like the Stone Mountain area and all that, it was crazy because I didn't like the fact that we had to, not even had to, but we gave them tablets. And it was like, if you decide to put your opinion as far as, hey, I don't think we should let them play the game after they're done with homework and snag and all that. But that was the schedule that they've been doing the whole entire time. And once you have to follow that, you start feeling bad, as if you're feeding the poison to a child that never needed it in the first place, but it became addicting when they first tried it. And when they realized that nothing bad's happening, I enjoy this game, I'm not bothering anybody, and I'm out of your way. And you can be on your phone as the adult, and I get to interact with my friends and all that. But that's the difference, though. You're interacting with your friends through a virtual world, and you're sharing your thoughts with their thoughts that you shouldn't really be sharing necessarily. And I get that you're close or whatnot, but a lot of times people don't know that they're placing negativity, you're placing drainage upon somebody's vessel, and then that just attaches itself to what the being is observing. So it's like, when the being is observing that, they don't know that they're getting sickened by just following what they call a friend. And that's why those are temporary, because if you don't see yourself being closer with this person without getting into arguments, without bickering back and forth, without arguing over who's better at what or what game is better, what character, it doesn't really matter. When you just enjoy the experience of being a kid, you stop trying to act like you're grown to where you think as if the actions that you think are grown are supposed to be good. But that's not what's considered good to them, because they think as if them disrespecting each other and talking bad about each other is a normal or normalcy. And that's as far as what I'm understanding in this perspective. I do appreciate that we go outside every day. We go to the gym every day too. Now, I still don't agree with like the junk food and all that, but I mean, it is what it is. But because that's why they go outside and do that. And the thing is, what I realize as well, this story is going to be everywhere, but it's not really a story. It's really what I was told. Yesterday, we have a new coworker named Miss H, and she was micromanaging. And I'm not going to lie, micromanaging pisses me off, because I was told what to do on the first day with how this organization is ran. In my mind, I now have a schedule. All I need is a schedule for my day. I'm good. Don't tell me anything else on what to do, because you gave me a schedule. I'm gonna follow it. If you alter it, just communicate with me and let me know. She just came in the establishment and she was already giving out orders. And the thing is, for one, to me, she's a being like no other. And it's all love portrayed upon her vessel. But if you see her vessel, you can just tell her thoughts run her wild to where her image does not look up to par. I'm not going to describe it any further, but that body type is basically a body type that you make on accident. And I don't mean that by any slander whatsoever, but what I'm saying is, I just can't imagine a life to where I got to pick up my fupa and I got to be able to wash my nuts. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about having, yeah. And I don't know her situation, but I just don't have to worry about these things. And I know somebody's gonna say, man, that's fucked up, that's this or that, but I'm not trying to be fucked up. I'm just speaking on what I experienced with this person, and think it's too all love. But when people are going through things, let's say pieces of my hair were attached to my head, and I can hear other people's thoughts, or even just assume that somebody's thinking bad about, my strands of hair. So imagine if I just had this part of my head just bald, but this part was just on, and nobody really asks you what happened. Nobody really wants to ask you what happened, because we don't know how you react to that. Nobody wants to rub you the wrong way, and people start to feel bad because you look like you're sick. You look as if like something is taking from you, and you don't know what to do about it. That's how I see her. It's as if she's being drained from a vampiric, energetic, parasitic entity that took a piece of what she used to remember. That's the best way I can describe her without being mean, because I even tell the kids I don't believe in being mean. For one, we're being honest. But the thing is though, you don't degrade anybody off of what they can't control. Because I mean, for me, I'm skinny, and that's okay, because it's like I can choose to get bigger. But the thing is though, I still can see myself in my body and not just be inconsiderate of myself, to where the way I feel about myself is portrayed onto other people. And that's what I notice about her immediately. So even if somebody, let's say somebody has a ton of complications that they were told and they had to take pharmaceuticals for that behind closed doors, when you meet them in person, it's just bro, what's the matter with you today? Or when they talk, can you uplift the energy? I mean, are you there today? And instead of being in this position of micromanaging, how about you get to know who we are outside the job? But then again though, that's none of your business for real. But you don't have to manage what we're already knowing of. And that's what was killing me. So when she came and watched me, for one, I don't have the same opportunity as I did before. I was able to counsel minimal kids, but I had another coworker. This time I'm in my own room with these kids. I have my own classroom, and then there's a classroom next to me that has 2 other women coworkers that work together. So it's like, damn, when I have these kids, I have 25 of them, but they put me in that position because, for one, it was a guy, we'll just call him K. He was in that classroom, but all of a sudden he's in a gym basically with the other kids, but he's just doing sports with them. And he doesn't really say much to them, but he'll interact, so I can't really say nothing bad about, the person, because I mean, he showed me his art as well, and we talked about it also, and I just said, hey, I love what you did. He had a picture of a rear view mirror with a sunset. I said, can I get that, please? Because I want to hang that up on my wall. And then we have another coach as well, Coach D. He's pretty cool as well. He does art. He showed me this Batman picture. It was some villain next to Batman, but he showed me the picture. And it was a grain, like the texture was grain, but this blue was, man, that blue was that was a calm wavelength. It was like granite texture, but the blue was just like man, you kicking back, and when you look at it, you're mesmerized by just the texture of the art alone. And I said, that is a great painting. I really want to share that when you are able to place that into my life, because I want that. He was like, do you really? He was smiling, to where they were both showing me just their artwork. And I just said, I didn't even know that y'all did art, but I'm able to communicate with them on that level. At my other job, I couldn't do that with Miss C. Y'all know who Miss C was, and Miss C was just, her last name was Pepper. Well, really Culpepper. I can say that now. Yeah, her name was Miss Culpepper. So it was just crazy because she was just so bitter damn near every day. She had great energy here and there, but it was wishy-washy. You ain't know what you was gonna get from her one day. And even though I'm tired at this job every day, I still get that energy back when people come in with the exact same mindset. Another day, another dollar. And the thing is, we know we tired, but now it's like I put into their ear, hey, do y'all ever post y'all art? And both of them said, Mr. K and Coach K and Coach D was like, nah. I said, y'all are bugging. There's somebody out there who would enjoy your art. Please post it. They said, I'll consider it. Every time I had told somebody to do social media, they went viral. They have made it, or they have made something of themselves to where a lot of them have surpassed me. And I seen that happening. That's why, like, When I tell people, post your art, post your creativity, and I guarantee you, you'll even pass me. And when they see that, it makes them feel whole again. That's the whole entire point of even helping somebody outside just a 9 to 5 mentality or even part-time mentality. Now I have another coworker as well, named Coach C. And Coach C does books and all that. I do a book as well, or I do books as well. So he's telling me about the artwork that he does and all that, and he just said he'll do my first cover free. But then after that, I told him I wouldn't mind paying you for a cover, but you know, I noticed that he was doing the whole AI aspect of it. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to consider your services, but overall, thank you. Thank you. And even with the kids as well, we have a new kid named Caleb Major, and I ain't gonna lie, Caleb Major has a professional name. And also he plays different sports. And you know, the boys, they enjoy playing football. And what I noticed too, a lot of times it's 4v4s, 3v4, but what I noticed was they really enjoy playing the game every day. Just like in the gym at my other establishment, they would enjoy playing basketball, soccer, hula hoop, sharks and minnows, gaga ball, kickball. So they had different stuff, but here, I mean, a lot of the times the girls or whatever, they'll go play in a little mud, they'll go play with clay, play in the grass. Some of the boys will play soccer, some of the boys will play baseball, some of the boys will run a track, some of the boys will play in the little branches and all that, but the boys that are with me, they always play football. And who's the QB? I learned how to play QB by throwing the ball to somebody's child, and they are not my child. And it's like every day they expect me to do that, and I don't mind throwing it because they really get the confidence to be tough. Because, you know, and there are times to where they push each other. There are times where they argue, saying little things under their breath towards each other. But I had to correct that, because even yesterday, a boy named Kali, he pushed Kaysen or Tegan. So when he pushed one of the boys down, I seen it happening. And I said, first of all, we're going to correct the act. We're going to stop the game, and they're going to watch. Because if I was to just sit there and just be like, y'all chill, that's not being real as a man. So I seen him. I said, Kali, come here. Why'd you push him? So the thing is, so we're going to stop the game. I don't care how you feel. Coach, come on. I don't care. If you got to go, we'll see you tomorrow. Why'd you push him? So Kali had this face. He looked at me. Why'd you push him? Cause what? He made me mad. So you pushed him because he made you mad. So you couldn't control your emotions. Go sit down. You got time. I'll tell you when you're done. That's simple. They don't argue. They just say, yes, sir. And they go ahead and sit down. Their heads down or whatever. But they'll turn around and they'll watch the game. Because in the back of their mind, over here in Columbus, they're basically telling themselves, okay, I see what I did wrong because there's a coach that tells me what I'm doing without bringing me down. And I was told by the other coaches and the other coworkers as well that the other coaches were way worse in how we are today. Basically, he said this group that we have is better and it's less of us. They said that at one time they had 8 coaches for after school and all of them were trash. But now with this group, they say that they don't have to worry anymore about how the kids are supposed to act or whatever because they respect authority. And before I even get to the key points, I'm just going off the dome right now because it's just what I witnessed. So the lady who micromanages, her name is Miss H. I think I said Miss Heather, but Miss Heather, she's older, I want to say 51, and this is her first time being here. So she doesn't know how they run things. But the thing is though, this job is more lenient, more calm, and catering towards you. So if you want a day off, if you want a week off, you can do that and they'll get somebody to take your position. They don't mind that. And at my old job as well, I mean, I had the same exact thing. So if I want to go travel to Paris or London again, I can do that and they wouldn't get mad because you deserve time off because you're here every single day. Not only just that, you have school. They know that I have school, so they don't even mind me being tired. But because they watch, they don't really have to ever manage. But this new this new person, Miss Heather, she has some micromanage for some strange reason. So as she was standing right next to me, she was asking me questions like how long I've been here, how long I've been working with kids, and how do I like the job, and just all this different stuff. And I didn't want to really answer because I'm just like, I know why you're next to me. I know why you're in here. And, you know, I was just telling her whatever, you know, my ego got over it. But I realized as well, though, when she was standing there, that's when they started acting out. But it was wild because it was as if when I told them to go do something, they didn't even talk back. They just did it. So I was helping Kaylee with her homework. And Kaylee had to read about Leon the lion. So we were reading about Leon the lion and how great he was, how much of a leader he was, etc. So I got a boy named Cooper. Cooper's not a problem child, but Cooper causes problems because he is a child. So when Cooper gets out of his seat, it's like, for example, he has these little string things and he'll make just different images with them, like different art with them. And he'll have to constantly get up and say, hey, look, coach, look what I made. Nice job, Cooper, I like that. Go sit down, please. He'll get up, coach, look what I made. I'd be like, dude, please just sit down. So I had to keep constantly seeing him getting up and I'm helping her. And mind you, Miss Heather, Miss H is just basically, God, can y'all get away from me, bro? God damn, man, fuck. She's standing right here. So as she's standing right here, I'm just like, okay, I see what she's doing, but I wasn't really thinking too much of it. Now I had other kids like Kylie, Carter, Kaysen, another Carter. You know, they kept coming up, and I had Casey coming up to me. I had Ellie coming up to me. I had Amira coming up to me. Kalela coming up to me. I had Alexander coming up to me. Diego, who also Diego's Puerto Rican, so you have to basically talk to him, you know, in his tone and his language, and he'll listen. But he's starting to get it, though. It's like he's cautious of what he's hearing, but he hears you. You just have to basically look within his awareness. So Alexander, Wyatt, Layla, Marilyn, so all these different, Daryl, all these different kids that I'm naming, Roman, Caleb. So yeah, there's there's 25 kids. Wyatt, George. So as they're coming up to me, I'm sitting here saying, yes, what do you need? Boom, 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 etc., etc., etc. Okay, go to your seat, please. Thank you. Okay. Now, what is this right here? Yes, what do you need? Boom, 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 etc., etc., etc. Why would you do that? Come here. Why would you do that? Yes, you got it. Why would you do that? Okay, so now, why would you do that? So I'm just talking to them. And then I would say, okay, outside, you know you owe me time. You owe me time. Hey, quiet down. We're going to have some time. Boom, 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 talking. Okay, what else? All right. Okay, so we're being loud. Say less. Y'all got time. Man, no. So now all of a sudden, just be quiet then. It's just that simple. We got people who are doing homework. Hey, do you got homework? Hey, you got homework? Jackson, you got homework? Hey, you got homework? Okay, good. Color, play quietly at your table. Okay, boom, etc. Oh, we still talking? That's 10 minutes. Bro, be quiet. So all these different dynamics, it's basically now playing mind control, but it's for growth. Because remember, I'm not telling them what to do just to satisfy me, because all I have is time. I honestly don't even want to really work for real, but I don't mind working for real. Because I can learn something. If I'm going to work, I'm going to use it to my advantage. What can I learn from this? That's how I see everything. Even the thing is with success, you have to learn within boredom. You have to make boredom fun, because when you already mastered everything, when you ascended beyond all this stuff, the simulated things that don't matter, you have to make things start mattering now, because you care that much. Even if you don't care, you care so much that no matter what you do, you make life worth it, even if it is boring. That's what makes it fun, because you're learning about yourself through the youth at this point. And not only just that, they're going to take a lot of your teachings, a lot of your mannerisms, your characteristics, your personality traits, all your jokes, your sayings. They're going to take your energy and they're going to use it and portray it towards them. I mean, when they get off the bus, I greet them. And at my other job, we didn't really do that. But I mean, I did still greet them when they came to the top of the stairs. I do remember that. But see them get off the bus, they go wash their hands and all that. They come back, they set their seat. It's just, man, It's just so different. It's still the same as far as, kid energy, but it's different. So when Miss H was just there, she stood there for like, I want to say 10 to 15 minutes. And the thing is too, she didn't have to, but she just wanted to watch and see how I handled 25, 26 kids at once. And I told myself, damn, bro, I need some help. She literally told me to my face, and we make eye contact. Because the thing is, beyond her vessel, you're still there. That's why I don't want to bring you down, because if I do that, I'm bringing myself down. That's not respectful. That's why I don't joan or roast people, because it's like, it's beneath me at that point. It should be lame. And it's too easy to flame somebody or to joan somebody, however you want to call making fun of somebody. It's too easy at this point, because just look at people. I mean, go on their page or see them in person. You can make fun of anybody because they tone themselves every single day. So we looking eye to eye, and she's like, you know what? I've seen enough. You don't need any help. And the thing is too, you're great with these kids. So honestly, you don't gotta have me around. You don't gotta have somebody watch over you. So I just want to let you know that, and I'm gonna let them know as well. So yeah, you're doing a great job. Keep up the work, or keep up the great work. And I was like, because that was normal to me. That's what's crazy to me. You're uplifting me. You're giving me praise subliminally over normal practices I've been doing since I was a kid myself. And it's like, I mean, either way, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, but that's weird in this universe that I'm experiencing two different perspectives in. Because in my world, in a higher perspective, we don't praise somebody for moving in love. I don't understand. Like, that's why I will never raise my voice at a child. If I do apologize to you. I didn't mean to. I just need you to understand, for one, I will never use profanity in front of you. But if I had to, you're gonna know why. Because you're not fucking listening to me. But see, I don't have to use that with them. There are times I want to for sure, but I can control that. Because they're just words. And the thing is too, they are 6, 7, 8 years old. I don't expect you to sit down for 10 minutes. I don't, because y'all are iPad kids. Every day they come in, sha-la-la-la-la, something, basically brain rot from Roblox. And I don't know what other, like, those sayings are so stupid. It's just dumb, but that's their lingo. So when they understand Italian brain rot and all that, we're gonna get on Roblox one of these days, and we're gonna really experience just that world, just to see how weird that shit is. But so I believe that's also a spell upon the youth to dumb down their attention span. If you can't sit still for 30 minutes, that's a problem to me. Even a full movie, I can sit down for a 3-hour movie and it's no problem to me. It's like the new Avatar, Fire and whatever the second part, Fire and Earth or whatever, Fire and Water or Air, that movie coming out, I can sit through that. But somebody would have to get up, twist their leg, move around, they gotta talk. It's like, shut the fuck up and stay still. But with them, I will never raise my voice or even bring them down, because I don't believe in doing that. And even though it happened to me, I can't see myself doing it to them. That's exactly why I know that if I was to have children, I'll be able to help them become better men and women. And things too, even with the girls always line up first. And if they want to do something, I say, okay, if you want to go ahead and get the ball bag or the water, or even just take the snacks out to the middle of the hallway, we got to do rock, paper, scissors. So the thing is, boys and girls, so girls, y'all go against each other. Okay, cool. Y'all go against each other. Okay, 2 out of 3. All right, go ahead and get that. You go ahead and get that. Everybody feels involved. The next day, who didn't get the ball bag from yesterday? Okay, same as that program. Nothing changes. And the thing is too, when we go outside, I always tell them, we do homework first, then we go outside. When we line up quietly, nobody's talking, open the door, y'all go play. And when I look from the stairs, I'm looking at chaotic energy that's just loving their experience at a older age. Their future is so young that they don't care about what we care about. That's why I enjoy making sure that these beings, even if they don't have a father, they have a figure that isn't your father. Like I already told y'all, my second time being here. I already had a child call me his daddy or his papa. And I seen his dad. There are a lot of times parents don't even want their children to really go home. Not even in a bad way, but a lot of times the kids enjoy playing outside whenever I throw the football to them so much that their parents will watch them from afar and cheer them on whenever we play football or whatever game. I ain't never seen that shit before. And it's crazy because when they have to go, when they get called on the intercom or the walkie-talkie, seeing their face or even just their energy, it's like their pet died. You just never know what kind of impact you're making on people, even through social media. That's exactly why I'm so glad that every day I talk to myself. Because even yesterday, when I posted 8 videos, you know how it felt to lay down and just the void of truth. I don't sleep with any lights on. I enjoy sleeping in the dark. Cold environment, oh my God, bro. So as I'm laying there, I'm literally saying to myself, Darius, you had a great day. And yes, that does sound psychotic, but that's why greatness talks to itself to remember what it never was. Because I can't sit here and say my mom may name me Darius Harrison. I do have a middle name, but it starts with a J. I ain't gonna say what that is. Excuse me. But I do have a middle name, DJH. So I was laying down saying to myself, Darius, you had a great day. You made videos before 7 o'clock. I got up at 12, made videos from 1 to like 5, no, 1 to 3, edited them or made an edit for them. Was posting them all throughout the AM before 11 o'clock. My day was done before 12 o'clock. My day was done before 9 o'clock, at really 8 o'clock. So all I did was go to class, did work. I was so behind in my mind. I was checking to see if I had any assignments due. I was panicking. I said, oh, I got an assignment due today. I checked, I did it 6 days ago. I said, oh my, I'm going insane right now. Like, I'm so far ahead, I had to slow myself down. So it's just, man, it's just crazy, bro. All right, 6:43, y'all. You know, I can just go on all day, but I just wanted to make these key points because these are the things that I experienced just from being here. So what I realized through all this I told you about, even when they use the word gay, this boy Jackson, I told him I want to see him on a big screen. Excuse me. I told him, stop saying that word. And what's crazy, today, another boy said that word, and he said, no, Kali, we don't say that. He said, why? Because Coach Darius said, even if it's true, you don't say it out loud, keep it to yourself. Enough said. You know, because, and I keep it real with him because, I mean, you got to realize, bro, we live in a society to where you won't know and you should not care to know. But if you care to know, you better have a reason on why you care to know. So if you're going to talk about that realm, you better have a reason. Don't just sit there and focus on them without no reasoning. So for example, if you're not trying to expose that satanic agenda, then what are you mesmerizing them for? What are you worried about them for? That's the problem. If you're not helping that society, then you don't care enough. That's the problem. Over here, we care about that society, even in the children, because you can still see them at their age. They're also turned inside out through their inversion. So I had to tell them about things that they think is normal. So when they say that, they're like, okay, I got you, my apologies. I'm like, it's okay, but even if it's true, keep it to yourself because that's their life. Don't focus on them. If you do, you may like them. They be like, oh no, then don't worry about them. And they just start laughing. So I have an authority through my presence. So my energy speaks louder than the rules that were placed before I came. And the thing is too, they really respect me, and that comes from how I'm existing and not by what I demand upon them. I don't demand anything from them. Be a kid. I don't expect you to hear me the first time. So I do have to repeat myself. That's exactly why I don't get mad. And the thing is too, I'm usually sleep around this time. I usually sleep around 6 to 7, and I wake up around 12 to 1. So that's my schedule basically. But I said, no, let's make a video today. Cause now it'll be 8 videos. And the thing is, I remember I used to make 1 to 2 videos a day. Now we're making more than 5 videos every day. And it's nothing at this point. It's easy work. The next one, reciprocal alignment. So because I place honor into what they're willing to be, I realize that they are just going to naturally align with my energy because I honor myself, I respect myself. And because they see that, I do catch them staring, I do catch them just, when they come and talk to me, they come close to me, they always gotta touch me, they always gotta ask me rhetorical questions. So, for example, they've been here longer than me and they still ask me, can we get seconds, coach? And then I'll be like, what do you think? And then they were like, well, I don't know if we can get seconds. You're just talking to me for no reason. You know that you can get seconds. And then when I catch them, they giggle. I feel like, so weird, so weird. So the thing is, my respect flows because my energy is experiencing itself between beings who are also conscious, even though they play around too much. But that's their nature. That's their freedom. That's their truth. That's why they had to control us through the youth. It's that simple. That's why in order to protect them and save them, you have to basically parent them without being their parent, because their parents are not parenting them. So I have a boy who talks like a baby, and to me, he's a man. So a lot of times he'll talk like his sister, and him and his sister are basically twins to me. But when his sister talks and he talks, I hear him mimicking his sister. So I tell him, stop talking like that. And it got to a point to where his mom basically had to tell him as well. And I appreciate her for saying that, but he has to get out of that, and that's okay. But that's the thing though, I reciprocate respect. And because I'm aligned with having respect and love for myself, all they can do now is flow that exact same memory and mimicry back to me. So that's why we don't get into arguments. We don't go back and forth. I don't gotta write any kid up because they know. And the thing is too, the other coaches will tell them, stop giving Coach Darius a hard time. Yes, sir, we'll make sure. And the thing is, they don't give me a hard time as much. Yeah, they're gonna give me a hard time, but they're not as bad as they used to be. But that was never bad as it used to be. Because how did it used to be when it's still fun to enjoy them grow? I embodied leadership, and because I embodied that, I expect that from them. I don't care how childish you are a leader. Stop doing stupid shit. So because I participate in what they experience through their simulation, this basically guides me into living in their experience as well. And the thing is too, I don't command them to be anything that they're not. I expect them to be themselves. And they can do that around me. So when they tell me certain things, when they sit by me, when they say, can I go outside with the other coach? Go ahead. Do you. Coach, can I go out? No, you're being a follower. Nope, only 3 allowed. Because then when everybody else goes out there, y'all ruined it. So no, come back. So now you got kids looking out the window, looking at those kids, hanging out with the other coach. And it's just like, even when they look at me, they can't even look at me in my eyes for real. They'll look at me and they'll be like, so yeah, I just wanted to ask you, look at me. Because it's like, and I get it though. Because it's very intimidating when you're looking a child in the eyes because you notice them. And they fear that at that age because, oh, don't notice my embarrassing moments. I don't care what embarrassing things you do. I used to be your age, you know that, right? Like, it's okay, y'all are weirdos, but hey, I'm weird too. It's all right, we're in the same exact realm. That's exactly why people see me as a grown man, but I have a childish nature that's adoring to most people, or it's endearing to most people to where they don't mind it. I enjoy having fun in my youth. I don't ever want to become old because what is that? And you won't shame me for getting older because I look as if I'm not even 20 years old. The only difference is it's a beard that makes up for it, but if I shave this and have the goatee, you wouldn't know how old I really am because you still don't know how old I am. I'm not even 28 yet. So now I place action into the teachings because I realize that all my behaviors are literally placing an imprint upon their pattern recognition. So the thing is, they follow my vibration outside of my words, because by them following my vibration, they realize that I'm calm, collected. I concentrate on all of them, not just one person. I don't make fun of them, but I do tell them about themselves. So like one of the boys, Carter, he has jeans, but he sags. I'm just like, how do you have a belt and you still sagging? So today they made fun of him and they were like, hey coach, this man's still sagging with a belt on. And so I'm looking at him and they're laughing at him. I'm like, hey, Y'all cut that out. I'm like, Carter, what's going on, bro? What's going on, coach? And it's like, I ain't gonna lie, that boy do got some drip. He got some drip, right? I ain't gonna cat to you. The only difference is he uses his drip like a napkin. I can't make it up. What I'm saying is, every time I see him, his shirt's got mustard, ketchup, water, juice, paint, clay. I'm like, fam, are you just dolphin diving into a pool of just bullshit? I mean, like, what are you doing? Are you just eating food and just saying, ah, oh well? I mean, and I get it, you're young. It's like even his jackets, he be having some crazy jackets, like they're like Letterman jackets, but they're just, it's so smooth, and it, like the jeans match, the shoes match, and he'll be rolling on the floor, and I'm like, fam, get up. What are you doing? Why are you rolling like a dog? And then he'll look like I said something wrong. It's like, bro, you're not a dog, you're not a cat. Why are you rolling with a full outfit on? And then too, when he's playing football, he's sagging, so he's running, and then he's holding his pants up with the ball in his hands, and he can't even run correctly. So they picking on him. I'm like, bro, I said, who dresses you? And he said, sometimes my dad, sometimes me. I said, don't wear your full outfit when you know that you're gonna come to this establishment. I almost said my job, but when you know you're gonna play outside and go to the gym, why would you wear a full outfit? But yeah, I think that he's trying to, I don't think he's trying to. Somebody's just basically instilling this want upon what he doesn't really care for, but it's what they focus on because they're trying to be grown so fast because of social media. I mean, this generation is basically transhumanism. And then I put another one called recognizing the gravity that I observe by stabilizing a force by initiating control. And once I do that, my energy declares that I'm trustworthy before I even speak. Because when they recognize the observation of the force I had in my nature, that's when they respected me more, because they said, you know, he doesn't do too much. He's not mean. He doesn't say vulgar things. He isn't disrespectful. He gives us seconds, sometimes thirds. He won't write us up. He won't yell. I like this person. And he plays with us. Checkers, sorry, blocks, Jenga, baseball, kickball, soccer, basketball, football. I mean, you name it. I'll read, do your homework with you, may even give you the answer and tell you why it's the answer, and you got to tell me why that's the answer. So all these different things just help me understand that what I'm doing is basically, it's the point. It's the point of my existence. I really get to understand who I'm being and how I would want the exact same coaching when I was that age. And I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't have it, but I didn't expect that from them. I didn't know how to. And honestly, I didn't really care because I was just existing at that point. So when you do things outside of yourself, it's because that's how much love you have for what you've been doing the whole entire time. You love yourself so much that pouring into the youth, pouring into society isn't tiring. Even if you are tired, you keep on going because eventually the world that you want to escape from was just a distant thought that you kept thinking about because that's what you were fixated on, working yourself into learning your intuition about. And once you move away from that, all the things that you want will come into fruition because you don't have to brag about pouring into the youth, you just do it. So when people do these things because they expect something, you're not doing it to help them, you're just trying to gain something to help your image. That's why when we make it, I will tell you all about these stories about that job that I'm gonna name, but for right now, it doesn't matter. What matters is I enjoy seeing them grow. So to just have these things happen, I'm grateful to really just know that the things that I do, even if they may seem like I'm the bad guy, they will help them when they get older. And that's exactly why you remain in your truth, even if it does make you look bad. You never lie to anybody. If you do, then you can't trust yourself. So when you speak, how can they listen to you when you're lying in front of their truth? That face is the mask that you're not able to decipher. If you can't read them, if you can't read their spirit, they won't recognize or even resonate with you. They won't want to do things for you. They won't want to help you. They won't want to tell you about certain things because they can't vibrate with you. You're not aligned. But when you stay in alignment, all things, I mean, strangers, dogs, cats, bugs, cops, I mean, just people in general, they would have to gravitate towards you. Even life in general, life would have to submit to you. I mean, we can go on and on all day, but celestial rising, divine afternoon, and successful night to the divine reflection watching this video. Always remember, it's a great day. It's a great day to be in our experience. It's a great day to expose satanic acts. It's a great day to have people just be around you, just existing in their own recognizing or recognition or recognition of what they're conditioned to follow. When you observe and go upon your own path, you don't have to worry about anything. You keep on doing the things that feel great towards you. Have a great and divine day, divine reflection.